Hello, everybody. That's how it counts it in.
Sorry.
We are live.
Now we can clip that out.
We're not going to clip it out. Hello, everybody. So normally you would hear me and another voice, a female voice, and that would be my mother, my annoying mother. But she is stuck in Austria. So I am taking over the podcast. I'm taking over my own podcast with another annoying person.
I think I get the credit for the takeover.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Eric. I'm from Canada. I like Liverpool Football Club, and I tolerate Evie.
Tolerate? Tolerate. Are we lying on this podcast?
I don't think that's part of the agenda.
I can't believe you said tolerate. He also thinks he's funny and says dad jokes that are not funny.
I don't say dad jokes. I make a point of not saying dad jokes.
You know, I saw a shirt at Walmart today that said, like,
I have
King
to walk
of the
past that section like this. I can't look at it. I have to shield
For the
my
record,
eyes.
he's putting a hand up to his eyes
right.
and
This
shielding
is an audio
it.
medium. We have to be mindful of that.
Yes. So,
Do we have to be this close to the mic?
I don't know. Do we have to be?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe we just sit back and talk a little louder, so it's a little more natural.
All right.
Yeah.
Talking loud is natural to you?
No, just sitting back and not being like conjoined twins.
Okay. So is that all for introductions then?
Yeah, am I missing anything?
You
Is
already
there
know who
something
I
that
am.
People don't know about me?
No, yeah, Eric is my significant other.
Significant.
He's
If you're
my
gonna stay that
other.
close, I'm gonna have to go this close.
Okay, sorry. I just
Okay.
when there's a microphone in front of me, I feel like I'm going like
I know,
this.
but look, talking loud is natural to Evie, so you can just zip back here and go for it.
Wow. Okay. End of introductions. Lockdown.
Let's go.
How you doing in lockdown?
I'm not doing well with the lockdown.
Why not?
I'm doing well with the idea of the lockdown, but I'm
The
not.
idea of the lockdown?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm okay with the idea that you don't have to feel the pressure to go out.
Okay.
Like, I like the idea of going out,
Yeah.
but you don't have to go out.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of that. But I've come to realize I need going out. I need the out.
But do you think it's like when you can't have something, you want it? Like, if we were allowed to go out, would you really be craving the idea of going out? Or is it because we're not allowed to go out that you're
I
like...
think I thrive on the out.
You thrive on the
Yeah,
out?
like, in is a recharge. In is necessary. But restaurants, pubs, concerts, out. I need the out.
Soccer games.
Well,
Coffee
yeah,
shops.
that's a byproduct of the out. Because of everything that's shut down. See, I can't even escape to the in. Normally when I'm in, you watch stuff on TV, but those things don't even exist.
True. That's true. Okay, so what's the worst thing about lockdown then?
Honestly, the worst thing is that it's wholesale. So, like I was
What?
saying, everything that I normally do, I can't do. There's no new soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And even though there is going to be soccer, it's going to be empty stadiums. That's going to be weird. So sports is gone.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? Do you like that concept? Because we watched that, was it a Germany game?
Yeah, it was in Germany, yeah.
It was a Germany league, and they played their first game without fans in the stadium, and it felt like it was like a Sunday men's league game, like your local men's league game.
Yeah, they need to finish what's been started because most leagues only have like 8-9 games left. Finish it however you can, but I don't know about next season being behind closed doors. It's that it misses the whole point.
And how do you feel about the parade not happening for Liverpool clinching the
It
league?
will happen.
What?
It's not going to happen under lockdown, but the minute they can have one, I guarantee it's happening.
And then the virus is just going to spread like crazy.
No, I think when they're allowed to play games again, the city will play games again in front of people. The city will say more people can come. But
Yeah, but how long do you think that's going to be? They're probably going to be at 50% capacity.
think about it this way. So they've been robbed. They've been waiting 30 years for this, and they've been robbed. They finally do it, and they've been robbed. So who's going to be the most motivated team is the team that got robbed of their 30-year let-off. So next May, there's going to be 2 parades in one. And there's going to be 1 million people.
Next May. So you think that Liverpool's winning the league this year and next year?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Bold statement.
And they're going to have to get a second replica trophy so they can have 2 of them on top.
Bold statement. Okay.
Go on.
No, I was going to say, what's the best thing about lockdown? We don't want to keep it all bad here, you know? Positivity, baby.
I don't think you're ever going to get an opportunity to find these extra hours in the day until you're retired.
Yeah.
Like everyone who used to go to work, who had to actually commute, that's like 2 hours or 3 hours a day that you're just burning on the subway, listening to music or reading a book or whatever. But now you're at home. So whenever you've thought, I wish I had the time to do this or that, you just found that time. So still get up at the same time, but now you have an extra hour in the morning to do whatever it is you want to do.
I agree that it's a good thing about lockdown. But since I've been in the situation for so long and I've had all this time on my hands, I feel like my favorite part of lockdown, or the best thing about lockdown, is seeing you 24/7.
Oh, hey.
No, like not in like a like mushy way. Like when are we ever? Well, we don't know what our lives are gonna be like after this coronavirus. Like, and we don't know the course of our life. Like in the sense of like, are we gonna have 9-to-5 jobs and we're not gonna see? Are we gonna be working and we're still gonna like working for ourselves and we're still gonna see this much of each other? But like, do you know what I mean?
I've heard a theory that
and wait, hold on. Before you start your theory. Not only that we're spending this much time together, but that we like this time together. Like, it's shown me that, like, we can cohabitate.
Okay, so typically people measure, like, a relationship in years. We've been together for this many years.
Yeah.
And normally that's built on this agreement that, like, you're working during the day.
Yeah.
So, like, your life is, like, in 3 parts. It's a third of it's sleeping, a third of it's working, and a third of it's whatever else you want.
Okay.
So normally we'd only get the whatever else you want, but we also now have the time when we'd be at work. So I feel like we're doing twice the amount of, like, relationship.
So you don't feel like we've been together for a year. You feel like we've been together for longer than that.
Well, I feel like we should get credit for that. Like, And not just, like, multiply it by 2.
Credit
this
for
should
that.
be, like, dog years.
Is
or,
this
like,
a transaction?
exponential. Yeah, like, I feel like I deserve, like,
He
like
said it's
3
a
years.
transaction!
It's like 3 years
It's
of credit.
not a transaction, by the way.
Because there's no breaks. So it's not just doubling. It's, like, tripling.
Even when we started to get to know each other, like, we were talking all the time because I had so much time on my hands.
Right, but I was still at work. Like, I was at an office.
I know, but you were still talking to me throughout the day. I mean,
I'm talking about cohabiting. I think we get bonus points for that.
Okay, fine. How weird is it going out to grocery stores?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like the arrows on the floor. I don't like...
What bugs you so much about the arrows on the floor?
Because if I've bombed past something and I didn't see it, and then I turn around and realize the tuna's behind me.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and, I don't know, some old lady's giving you, like... giving you like a look through the side of her eyes, like you shouldn't be going back this way.
But you're never going to see that old lady ever again in your life.
So you're suggesting break the rules.
Well, I've seen plenty of old ladies break the rules. And we just categorize it as, they're an old lady. So they could categorize it as, they're young and stupid.
I think society falls apart if we can't follow little arrows on the floor, but they're just frustrating. That and I don't like walking around with the mask.
Johnny Cab said that the arrows in the supermarket is like the driving in Manhattan.
I mean, it is.
If you can respect the driving in Manhattan, why can't you respect the arrows?
I don't think anyone in Manhattan can drive.
Oh!
They're just aggressive.
Bold statement number 2.
It's just an aggressive city. I like the
aggression. It is an aggressive city.
But I'm just, it's if they were all self-driving cars, they would not be driving that way.
Oh my God! Imagine a world with just self-driving cars.
Yeah.
I'm scared to death in the grocery stores or anywhere for that matter. But like, not scared enough to not go. But like, just scared enough to like wear a mask, bring Lysol wipes, bring other stuff. Make sure I'm like so conscious of not touching my face when I'm in there. Like even when my eye was itching today at Walmart, I was like, gotta grab my shirt. And itch the eye.
I respect the virus. I do all of those things.
Yeah.
But I don't need arrows on the floor to be doing those things. If I'm gonna cough, like I'm gonna step away from people.
Yeah, but you don't think the arrows are a good idea? Remember, people aren't as intelligent as you.
Hey, I'm not saying that. I get them. It is frustrating, especially when it's shopping with you.
Me?
Because you don't see stores in order. So we'll get to the end of the aisle, and then I'll have to go down the next aisle and come back up the aisle because you missed the juice.
Wow! It's a me issue now.
Yeah, because I've even organized the grocery list in order of the
How
aisles as we go
dare
through.
you!
And then you're just like, we need cheese. So you plop the cheese where the fruits are. But that's not where the cheese is. So I'm trying to make my life easier by putting things in order, and then you're just all over the show.
No, the way that it actually works for me is that I write down everything I need. I have
And
a
then I go and get
I
it.
have a photographic memory, and I remember so that when I'm in the aisles that I'm in, I'm like, yes, we need this, this, and this.
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes! It's only since you've been ordering the little shits in the way that you order them that I've been having an issue.
The first thing you see is the veg.
Oh my
and
God.
then the bread. And then you move on to canned goods.
That's only in Walmart. What about Food Basics?
Was
Or
Food Basics.
No Frills. No.
Food Basics is lettuce, and then bread, and then fruit, and then meat, and then dairy. See, this is why I organize the groceries this way.
Wrong.
This is better when you weren't shopping. How long
So
do you think
it's
it's going to
better
last?
if I'm not in your
How long do
life?
you think it's going to last?
How long do I think quarantine's gonna last? I think. Well, okay. This is not based on what I believe. This is based on what I've heard from medical professionals, and that's that there's gonna be a second wave in the fall, and I believe that's probably going to happen because if we're opening up or we're starting to open up now, then that's going to cause the second wave. Like, I don't know how we would have caused the second wave if we didn't start to get restless and start to open up now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's a projection of people wanting to get back to their jobs and work and
I think it
leave
depends
the
where
house.
you are. I think North America is in a bad bubble for it, and I think England handled it poorly. But if you look at the rest of Western Europe, it's pretty well under control.
But you have to remember that, like, places like Austria, like my mom and my sister are fully eating in coffee shops and restaurants, sitting down in there as well without masks. And I feel like that's just because not a lot of people visit Austria. Not as many people, at least, as the United States or Canada. Especially Canada.
Yeah, but yes, there is that. Then there's also countries that went under lockdown preemptively rather than reactively.
Well, that's because I believe that people from China would probably travel to the U.S. or Canada before they traveled to other places in Europe. So when Europe got word, it was already, like, they were already 3 steps behind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just feel like we're going to get flagged. So,
Flagged?
like, Europe can now do whatever Europe wants to do, but then Canada's going to have longer, America's going to have longer.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think the new normal is going to be? And we'll end off the lockdown with that.
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like...
You don't like this chat?
No, I don't like the normal... Like, I
The
don't...
new normal?
Because, like, I don't know. Everything I loved was people gathering in places.
Yeah.
Concerts, sporting events, pubs. These are all people gathering in places, and I don't know...
And I've heard that, like, even just restaurants opening up, it's going to be at 50% capacity. Like, it's not even going to be full. So how are they going to sell a concert with half the stadium sold? And showing up, you know?
Yeah. Like, a lot of it... So we have tickets for a show in August, and it's been rescheduled for next year,
Yeah,
August.
I'm so bummed about that.
But I don't...
It's been rescheduled?
Yeah, all these shows are
Guys,
2021.
we were supposed to see Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, and Joan Jett. And I'm really sad about Joan Jett and Def Leppard. Motley Crue and Poison are still good shouts, but I was most excited.
Motley Crue brings the pyro.
I was just so
They have
excited for Def
pyro.
Leppard and Joan Jett.
But they have pyro. Like,
All right.
all the pyro.
Okay, actually, speaking of living together, what is one thing you've noticed about me since we've been living together?
That I didn't know before.
Yeah.
I feel like you have, like, in your head, it's perfectly acceptable to put things in the wrong place repeatedly. So you have a correct, incorrect place for things.
What? Elaborate, please.
Like, the bathtub is in where your laundry goes when it's dirty. Like, I understand why it ends up there. You're going to shower and you just sort of throw stuff in that direction. But literally on the other side of the door, there's a bin where the laundry goes.
Wow, what an exposing here.
So it's I thought things only had one right place, but you found the wrong right place.
I don't know if you guys got that, but when I go into the shower, I take off my clothes, obviously, as people do, and I put them on a corner, not even on the bathtub. It's just like the bathtub, on the outside of the bathtub. Imagine like a pool with, like, you know how you have to have like an inch or how many centimeters around a pool of concrete and grass? Like, around the bathtub, there's this like concrete thing, and I put it small. I put it on the concrete though, and
it's always there. It's like the size of like a textbook.
Yeah,
from school.
But when
it's not that big, but it's always there.
when we decide to either do the laundry or the pile gets too big, I move it to the basket. Reminder: our basket is so small, but our basket's so small.
It's empty right now. Is there clothes in the bathroom?
Yes, because I just emptied it. But what makes you so bothered by that? Well, are you bothered? You just said it's something that you learned about.
I'm just saying it's the wrong place. Like, we have this bin in the corner of the room for a reason. What's the point of the bin otherwise?
You know, something that I've learned about you is sort of the same, but like different. Like, you're so particular about things. Like, so particular. Like, we can't watch Saul on the laptop because, ew, who wants to do that? Let's make sure we get the Netflix working on this TV, on the Apple TV, so that we can watch it on there. Otherwise, we can't watch Saul.
Otherwise, I'm lying on my side like I'm doing an ab workout.
Or the laundry has to go in the basket. Or my stuff has to go in this corner, and your stuff has to go in that corner.
Mine is about comfort.
No,
mine
you're
is about
too particular.
I can sit back and relax. It's in the phrase. What do you do when you get home? You sit back and you relax. You don't lie on your side and relax.
It's not like we have surround sound. It's the same sound. What do you mean lie on your side? Plenty of people lie on their sides.
It's uncomfortable. No one goes to a movie theater and lies across 3 chairs.
Well, actually, at the movie theater in New York, you got rolly chairs.
And you fall asleep.
What?
Oh, do you want to talk about that? How you fall asleep every time we watch a show? As soon as the sun's going down, it's done. Half an hour in, you start biting your jaw, doing a little tooth click thing, and then you're asleep.
Tooth click thing. Okay, first of all, if you want me to wake up at 6:37 a.m. and then expect me to watch 45 minutes of a show after sundown, which sundown is way after 9 o'clock now. It's like 10 o'clock, basically. I am pooped.
You turn over and turn off the alarm and go back to sleep. I go downstairs,
you do not get up.
And I wash the dishes, and I make your coffee and your breakfast. So I don't want you to get up at 6:30. Let's get that right.
Okay, first of all, he does make my coffee and my breakfast. Second of all, it's not when the alarm goes. He sleeps just as long as me and then taps me and says, "Hey, you ready to get up? You ready to go?" Yes, don't even lie. Speaking of, if you could adopt a law or tradition from another country, what would it be and why? I'm going first.
Speaking of?
Yes.
Speaking of what?
Yes, because my law, okay, the question is, guys, tweet us. If you could adopt a law or tradition from another country, what would it be and why? My tradition or law or whatever it is would be nap time. In
like
Greece,
a siesta
in Europe, in Spain, in Europe, it's like this unspoken but mandatory don't bother me from 2 to 5 p.m. This is the time we nap. So if you want me to get up at 6:30 a.m., then I better have a little siesta at 2 to 5 p.m. and then I'll be good to go to watch our show after sundown. That's a law that I think we should adopt.
I don't think I could nap. It would be wasted on me.
You think it would be wasted?
Yeah,
you don't think you would be more productive?
While I'm
after
napping?
the nap? No, the nap helps you energize, because remember, when you're sleeping, you're processing, you're manifesting, you're re-energizing.
Yeah,
I feel like it's just a good thing.
I don't vibe with the 9 to 5 work day that we have, but I don't think I could do a nap in the middle of the day thing. I'd be more after, I think it's like Sweden does much like 6-hour work days or something.
So you're good with shorter work days. But that's not true because you always feel like we're doing nothing. You're like, oh, I'm working less.
I mean, like if I had to go into an office though. We're doing, like if it's on me to create a video or,
Yeah.
I don't know, design a book or something, that's my business, that's my work.
So you would be
If
all
I'm
for
working-
a siesta.
If I'm for the man,
Yeah.
then I do want a shorter work day.
Yeah, so that you can go home and sleep.
No, I just want to walk around downtown, get some lunch.
True.
Remember downtown?
Yeah, I remember downtown Manhattan? Or remember Manhattan? Not even downtown Manhattan. Remember Manhattan?
I'd like to revise my answer about the worst thing about lockdown.
What's that?
Not being downtown Manhattan.
Yeah. You mean just Manhattan.
What do you mean?
Manhattan is... What's downtown Manhattan?
You just said downtown Manhattan.
No, I said that, but then I retracted it and said, you mean Manhattan.
Well, there is like uptown.
Well, there is uptown and downtown, but all of Manhattan is downtown Toronto, and that's what you're meaning.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not that familiar with...
Are you talking about downtown in the Fidei?
Like, I'm...
Like Stone Street downtown? Or are you talking about Central Park? Because that's not downtown.
Well, yeah, but I don't think everything is downtown Toronto. I think things north of 100th are...
Yeah, but we're not talking about that.
That's Manhattan, though.
Stuff north of 100 is the Bronx. Well, it's Harlem and then the Bronx. Okay. Okay, Eric.
I don't know if... I don't really know other laws, like... Traditions I'm into. I know in England, well, in Liverpool...
Yeah.
They do... I think it's the last Friday before Christmas. You just get together with like friends and family and go out for drinks.
That's like a mandatory thing?
Well, it's you get together.
So like Family Day in Canada.
Well, no, because it's loose family. It's not like the family that you have to spend time with.
Yeah,
It's
but
the people you want to spend time
I
with.
know, but
because on
but
Christmas,
Canada didn't categorize it as your blood family day. They just said family
Well,
day.
no, I just mean in the sense that you're about to spend Christmas with the people you have to spend it with. Meanwhile, you get one day to just go out or one night rather to go out and have.
Is there a tradition that you would take away
from
like the tradition in Canada or the US that you think is stupid and that we should get rid of? Like Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy.
I don't like the countdown
or
on New
Halloween.
Year's.
I hate
don't
you.
like the countdown on New
I hate
Year's.
you.
It's like we're count down to nothing.
We're counting down to a new year.
I guess, but like tonight, let's count down to a new day.
We could do
10,
that.
9.
You want to do
it's
that?
Just so
8,
anticlimactic.
7. Let's count down to the new half hour.
Right, you can count down to anything. It's just an arbitrary point.
I know, but
Because then you
it just
have to have
feels
this
like
new
a new
beginning.
start. I know, but remember how I told you about there being 6 fresh starts to the year?
It works well.
One of them is New Year's.
It
You
works
count
well
down
in a
on
video.
your birthday. You count down on New Year's. You could count down to the new 4 seasons, summer, spring,
But think
winter,
about our
fall.
New Year's this year was Niagara Falls. We counted down to fireworks
Yeah.
and then waiting in traffic for an hour and a half trying to get home.
But it was the greatest New Year's ever.
I just...
And what?
It was...
Why are you such a spirit killer?
I'm not. It's just I like to count down to things that go boom, not things that go like...
Firecrackers go boom.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Unless
Your
hang on,
argument. Give me 3 reasons why.
Because you
1.
wouldn't do it at home on your own.
Yes,
You're sitting in front of the TV on your own.
I did
10,
it.
9,
Yes,
8.
yes, I did it in an airport on my
Vanilla.
own. Vanilla my
Vanilla.
ass. You're
I
vanilla.
don't like this face. You do it in public. I'm into that. I'm into the public thing. I'm into the fireworks thing. I'm into the especially if there's live music thing, but only that. Like I could do Times Square, but I don't want to do it in someone's house. I don't want to do it in a house.
Okay, but we were in Niagara Falls this year for New Year's, and you're still pissing on that.
Look.
So basically, anywhere but New York is not acceptable.
No, but I wouldn't want to do New York over and over again because you got to like wear a diaper and stuff. It's a process.
My sister went. She didn't wear a diaper.
Okay.
I almost had a connection, but that didn't work out.
You're losing hair all the time.
All right, let's tell them a story.
Okay.
Tell them a story of the adventure we went on the other day. Okay, guys, I'll tell the story. So, we're talking about all this lockdown chat, and we're not bored out of our minds, but we are going a little insane being in the same four walls and seeing the same things every single day. Which, by the way, my mom's house is wonderful. We are so happy and grateful to have a roof over our heads, but the downstairs kitchen is like that brown cupboards and like slightly yellow toned lighting.
Wow,
so,
you're slandering the decor.
Listen, if my mom would just allow me to do some renovations while she's in Austria and we're here, I would love to spice that baby up and make it a little more less yellow and brown, you know? So anyways, thanks, Mom. I love you for having us here. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Lockdown, not with
anyways, we needed some air. And we got some. We decided after Eric's, little breakdown.
Well, it wasn't a breakdown. It was just moping for an hour and a half, being like, there's no soccer, but it's Saturday.
I know. And after I finally said, are we going to go for a drive? Let's go for a drive. Are we going to go? Can we go? Are we going to go? Let's do it.
I'm like, where do we go?
I said just drive.
I know, but I didn't think there was anywhere to drive to in
this
area.
But he didn't think about it. But we started driving. Eric just kept making a bunch of right turns, left turns that we wouldn't usually make. And we ended up an hour away when we finally looked at the maps. We were like, oh, we should probably see where we are right now. We looked at
12% on my phone.
Yeah, we looked at Google Maps, and we were at Lake Simcoe. And if you know anything about Toronto to Lake Simcoe, or you don't even have to know about it, you could just Google Toronto Lake Simcoe. We ended up really far from home. Eric, take it away.
I'm into that. I'm into the idea of just driving with no direction, as long as you end up finding a place to stop. But that's where I got concerned, is everything shut. So I was concerned that, like, the cool part is if you're in like a random town that's like an hour or two away, is just finding a cool place to stop and get lunch. So that was the reason why I didn't want to go in the first place, was because we're going to spend all this time driving. We're going to end up in the middle of nowhere, and then all the shops are going to be shut, or we're going to be stuck in our car eating a burger.
Yeah, I mean, essentially it is just burning gas. However,
unless you find something unexpected.
Correct. We were trying to get to the water, though. Once we realized how we were like 5 minutes away from the actual lake of Lake Simcoe, we were trying to get to the water, but it's all closed off by waterfront properties that we couldn't even... Oh, well, we did see a public entrance, but that was closed off for COVID, and then we drove up a bit, and what did we see?
I think it was a dude living in a pickup truck. It was just a pickup truck in the trees right against the water where we could have pulled over.
Yeah, but that was really sketchy.
Because we just watched Silence of the Lambs.
We've been watching a lot of true crime, and all I saw was a murder is going to go down. Anyways, I really need to stop watching true crime. But, okay, let's talk about what happened then. So after we didn't get to go in the water, we decided to get gas because we were on a quarter tank of gas, and like I said, true crime, murder, didn't want to stop on the side of a road which was filled with farms and forests. So we ended up getting gas.
Now, did I see it sticking out the corner? It was like a mirage at first. There was like a fish. There was a fish on some it was like a shed. It's like a wooden shack sticking out from the back of the...
Actually, let's back it up. When we were driving, I was like, oh, this feels like us going somewhere far to a walk-up window where they serve you fresh fish, by water. And when we ended up getting gas, we literally saw a fish and chips place called Skipper's. If you ever want to go there, we do recommend it because the fish ended up being so delicious. I only had $10 in cash, a $5 bill, and $5 in loonies and toonies, and it was a cash only place, which is weird for this unprecedented time because everybody's taking credit and not
only
cash.
A half order as well.
Yeah, and we only had enough for a half order and a drink. But the fish was so good. The coleslaw was good too.
That was pretty good, yeah.
The fries?
The fries are okay.
I would honestly go back for the fish. Like, it was that good. Like, I've never tasted a fish that was like, what kind of, it's cod, but it's like, I've never tasted.
Might have been hot.
I've never tasted fish and chips fish that didn't weigh you down. That like felt light, fluffy, and didn't feel like you just wanted to take a nap from 2 to 5. You know?
I feel like people who are in the fishing game would be able to tell you, like, oh, that's pickerel. Or, like, there's a particular, like, Tiger Muskie probably knows this stuff. Like, there's a particular kind of fish that's super light.
Speaking of tiger muskies, you guys should Google tiger muskie, the fish. It's huge. And tiger muskie, the person, has caught 7 of those things. So, that's wild. Anyways, any parting words?
I felt regret on the way home because I felt like that's the last time we'd ever discover that road for the first time. Like that direction.
Don't even talk about that.
That direction we can't travel in anymore because we've covered it now.
That's a topic in itself, but do you guys ever feel like when a moment is happening or you're coming back from the first time you've done something, you have this feeling like you're never going to experience that first thing again? Like we sometimes talk about this, how when we first met and we started going on random road trips together to Buffalo or Montreal, like that feeling of getting to know each other is never gonna be like that. Like now we're just too comfortable that we're like rating our burps now, and we would never do that at the beginning.
I get that for a lot of things though. Like I get that at a show, just like when you know it's the last song before the encore, it's like, oh, this thing's almost over. Some fridges are gonna start leaving. Or
when we came back from Montreal and I was like, oh, I'm already missing this moment, even though it's not over.
Yeah.
Heavy. What a heavy way to end the podcast. All right, is that it? It?
Well, you didn't have a jingle for this one.
Oh my god! 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 It's the Evie and Eric takeover of the podcast.
That's not gonna stick.
Oh my god! Evie and Eric take over the podcast. How should it be?
I don't know. Are you doing that?
Oh my god! Evie and Eric have taken over the podcast. How about that one?
I don't know. You got to do the oh my god thing.
Oh.
I think it's part of the brand.
Evie and Eric have taken over the podcast.
Work on it for next time.
Okay.
I want something, but I don't want you to tell me it's going to happen. I want you to surprise me with it when you start the next episode.
Wow, so you want me to do all the work, basically.
It's some of the work. And it's about time you start pulling your weight.
All right, guys. We will be in your ears next week. We're going to make this a weekly thing. Are we doing it on a Wednesday? Every Wednesday?
Well, next Wednesday the Premier League starts, so maybe not.
Okay, the Premier League is not all day, though.
I mean, there's 2 games.
Okay.
The whole afternoon.
All right. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to your podcasts right now. And we'll be back next week.
Irish.
See ya.
Irish.